So, hello everyone. We're back, and in our previous lesson, we have talked about the present and the past tenses, and now it's time to look into the future. When we speak about the future in English, there's not just one tense, there are actually, again, four, just like the present and the past tenses. So, each one expresses a slightly different meaning. So let's take a look at their names and then we can just take a deeper look in them while we go on. Our future tenses are future simple, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. So we will be starting with the easiest and most common future tense, the future simple. It's just, you can understand it from the name, it's just simple, you know? So, we use future simple to talk about the predictions about the future, what we think will happen in the future, or maybe um, you know, our guesses even. Although the guesses have to be, according to something, it cannot just be a random guess. Or we can talk in future. We can use the tense future simple to talk about decisions that are made at the moment of speaking. For example, there is actually this example that a teacher of me gave me, and I can never forget it because it's just that easy. Let's say that you're hungry, okay? And you tell this to your friend, you say, I'm hungry. And your friend looks at you and just says, okay, I'll make you a sandwich. It's a decision that is just made at the moment of speaking. And again, of course, there is promises and offers. So that's why we use the future simple. So let's take a look at the structure of the um, future simple tense. So we can say that there's a subject plus will and plus base verb. Okay, let's take a look at the examples that we have on our PowerPoint. We can see in our first example, I will call you later. You're talking with your friend and they just say, I will call you later. It's just a decision that they made. At the moment, they're just like, okay, I made this decision, I will call you later. Let's take a look at our second example. It will rain tomorrow. Okay, it is a prediction, but you make that prediction according to something. It's according to a belief maybe, or an opinion. Just you can make a prediction by looking at the sky, and if you see a lot of clouds, you can say that it will rain tomorrow. And it's future simple. Yeah. I just want to give you a few more examples in future simple because it's something that we use quite often and I really want it to be good for you guys. So let's see. What can we say? What can we say? Let's say that, yeah, she will be 18 next year. This is a prediction. It's actually not a prediction. It's a prediction based on truth. If she's 17 right now, and you can, understand that she's 17 right now, you guess that she will be 18 next year, right? It's just that easy. And we can say, again, I will call you later. I think it will rain tomorrow. Or you can say, oh, there are negative forms, of course. And you can do the negative form like this. Let me just tell you the structure of it. Subject plus will not or won't plus base verb. Let's give you an example. It won't rain tomorrow. We said like it will rain tomorrow, it won't rain tomorrow. It's the negative form of the exact same sentence in future simple. And there are some keywords that we use in future simple. So let's just take a look at that. Some important keywords like tomorrow, next week, in the future, soon, later, someday. So, these are some words that you can see in the future tense generally because it's words that are talking about the future. So when you see most of these words, it's a sentence in future tense, probably, or talking about the future. Again, we can give a few more examples of a spontaneous action or a spontaneous promise. Like, let's say someone knocks on the door and you say, I'll get it. You know, you hear them knock and you're just like, yeah, I'll just get the door. Or when someone, you know, just comes and says, who wants to play? I will play. It's a spontaneous decision that is made on that point of time. You just make that decision. And that's why you say going to. That's why you say will and not going to. Because when you say going to, it's not a spontaneous decision. But when you say will, it is a spontaneous decision. So, there's a big difference actually in saying that I will make you a sandwich and I am going to make you a sandwich. Going to make you a sandwich is, you can think of it as like it's a little more planned, basically. So, yeah, yeah, that's the future simple. I think you got the hang of it quite well. And, uh, yeah, you can continue on. We have future continuous. Never, 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 never forget the ing in continuous. It's the most important and most basic thing for the tenses. Let's just get that out of the way and I can just relax a little bit. Okay? Okay. So, future continuous. You're asking probably what we use future continuous for. So, we use future continuous for actions that will be in progress at a certain future point at a certain time in the future, okay? It's just they will be happening, okay? It will be something that's ongoing, but not right now. It's just in the future, okay? So let's just take a look at the structure of the future continuous. It's the subject plus will be plus verb in the ing form. We have some examples here. I'll be studying at 8 p.m. Literally, just look at the sentence and try to make it make sense in your head. What is it trying to tell me? Okay, what is the sentence trying to tell me? And when you think about it, you will be studying at 8 p.m. So you will be doing this action. You will be continuously doing this action in the future. You're not doing it now. You will be doing it in the future at 8 p.m. So it's future continuous. Yeah. Or let's give another example. They'll be traveling next summer. Again, when you look at the sentence, just think about the sentence for a moment and just, try to understand what it's trying to mean. And when I look at this sentence, it's just that they are not I just see that they are not traveling right now, but they will be traveling in the future. It's it will be something that's ongoing throughout the summer, the next summer. The summer's not now, but it's in the future, okay? And that's when we use future continuous. It's to talk about that actions happening will be happening in the future. I want to give a few more examples. Like, there are actually some phrase words that you might have seen maybe, like this time tomorrow. Okay, let's give an example for that one. Uh, this time tomorrow, I'll be flying to New York. You're not flying right now, but this time tomorrow, you will be flying, right? It's in the future and it's an ongoing event in the future. Um, yeah, and sometimes it is also used in a polite way, like to make something sound a little more nicer, but actually that's just not that important. Yeah. But if we were to give an example, let's just say, um, instead of "Are you gonna join us for dinner?" you can say, "Will you be joining us for dinner tonight?" It sounds more nice. Like this is just if you want to just add the last frosting on top, this is just it. But if you're just, studying and you want to learn how grammar works, that that's not that much very necessary. But still listen. Yeah. And yeah, so basically we can just say the future continuous is an action that will be happening in the future. And let's continue on with future perfect. Okay. Future perfect. This one helps us talk about something that will be completed before a certain future time. Okay, just just like think about it like there's a deadline, okay? Like it's like a homework. You have to finish it. The action will have been finished before that deadline. Just, well, we're just thinking that every person is like a good student, but like we'll keep that aside for now. Okay. Um, so future perfect structure is like this. It's subject plus will have and plus past participle. So of course I didn't write the subject here, but it's fine. You can just like even if you just know like a few words in English, you'll be fine. Um, so the main thing that you have to know is will have and plus past participle. So I have some examples. By 2026, I will have graduated. Look at 2026. There's a deadline. right? It's like I will have graduated by 2026. My deadline is 2026. So the second you see a deadline, it's future perfect. Again, let's move on to the next example. She will have finished before you arrive. My deadline is you arriving, so I have to finish, or she will be finished before you have arrived. It's just that simple. Or let's say, by next week, I will have finished my project. My deadline is next week. I I will have finished my project for next week. Or um, they will have arrived before. Again, it's just the same exact thing. Like, our deadline is noon and we will have arrived before it. So again, there are some keywords that you might find in these sentences quite often because, there are some words, these are the words that we generally like using in these sentences, like, for example, by tomorrow, by next month, by 2025, 2027, 2026, or by the time you wake up, by the time you go out, by the time you do this, by the time you do that. If you see like a phrase like this, it's probably future perfect. And keep that in mind. So, I actually have some exercises for you guys, and I don't know if you would want to do them, but I will still be giving them. So yeah, uh, there are some prompts, like you could say like prompts. I mean like sentences, uh, that you see quite often in these phrases, and yeah, let me just let me just say them. What did you do last weekend? What were you doing at 8 p.m. last night? Had you ever visited another city before this year? How long had you been studying English before this course? Ongoing and ongoing. If you just answer these questions, you will actually see that you're using quite a lot of the tenses that you learned in this lesson, and I think that it will be a nice practice for you, and um it's like a nice little practice that would make your English quite better actually, and that's why I wanted to give them to you. And yeah, so let's go on. Um, yes. So I believe that the next tense is future perfect continuous, but actually, we will be stopping our lesson here because this is a subject for our next lesson, and we will be going in detail in this in the next lesson, which will be probably tomorrow, which I hope that you guys come for. And yeah, let me just give you a few more examples because why not for future perfect while we can. Let's say that yeah, I will have eaten dinner by the time you arrive. Again, it's a future perfect sentence. You can clearly see that there's a deadline. Our deadline is by the time that you arrive. And the action that I'm finishing is eating. Yeah, that's about it. And the first, you can just analyze it like this as well. The first action is eating, and the second action is you arriving. Yeah. And those are all that we will be learning this lesson. Thank you all for coming. I will be waiting for you in our next lesson. See you tomorrow. Bye.